Johnson going to the sideline. Pick six. Tommy Hill. The short run to the house. Look at that. Handoff. Down. Touchdown. His third.
Welcome into Cornhusker Connection live on a Monday night. We're back. Had a quick 2-week hiatus. Strep throat ran through the Shanahan household. But we came up on the other side just in time to come back and talk about Nebraska getting blown out on the road against Minnesota. Friday night, primetime television in front of everybody who is interested in college football, 24-6, in a game where everybody looked bad. Everybody looked awful. Nobody had any bit of promising, which is a change of pace from what we've been accustomed to over the last few years. I feel like, particularly like the Scott Frost era, we saw like Nebraska played good football, and then they found comical ways to fumble it away. This was never felt like a competitive game, even going into halftime, 7-6, but here we are. How are you feeling, fellas?
Bad.
What's the meaning of life?
Real bad.
Like Matt Rule alluded to it today in one of his press conferences, but it's like, who are we to roll into Minnesota thinking we're too good for that game? And didn't show up at any level. Minnesota did exactly what they wanted to us, and it was just can't get sacked 9 times, can't let them rush the ball for 200-plus yards. It's a failure at every phase, pretty much.
Emma looked pretty sick, though. Whenever he was able to get the ball, he looked good. But other than that, there was nothing about that game that was good. You flush that tape, and you move on to next week.
I think it also stings quite a bit more just the week leading up to it, just because James Franklin gets fired at Penn State. Matt Rule obviously gets thrown into that race fairly or unfairly. So then this whole week we're listening to folks talk about Matt Rule not being good enough to coach at Penn State, and then Nebraska is a stepping stone job to Penn State, this and that. And, this whole time I'm like, this is our guy. We were talking about how sad we would be and how empty, demoralizing it would be if Matt Rule left. And then all of a sudden he goes to Minnesota, overlooks a team who they haven't beaten in 5 years, and looks like the worst version of Matt Rule, like the worst coach team I think I've seen since he got here. Am I crazy in saying that? I mean, UCLA was awful last year, but like, is this worse than that?
It's up there for as bad as the losses we've had in the Matt Rule era. And at just the worst time, too. Like you said, we finally get ranked. Our schedule doesn't look as daunting. But if we're going to put out performances as like that, like Northwestern isn't a gimme now. UCLA isn't a gimme. Iowa's certainly not a gimme. Like, if we don't win this week, it's like we start getting into the territory, or are we going to a bowl game?
It's that funny feeling again, where every game suddenly gets bigger and bigger and bigger until you get lucky number 6, which is a crazy way. I had no inkling that would be what happens at the season. And, I mean, to play devil's advocate, there is a world where, like, this is just one bad night, and we bounce back, kick the shit out of Northwestern, get right back on track. But there's also the universe where, maybe we've had a little bit of scarlet-colored glasses the last couple of weeks where you have that awful second and third quarter stretch against Michigan State where they figure it out late. You have a really bad or a very sloppy offensive performance against Maryland. And you hang in there, and then finally, for the first time in, 9 years where you get a game-winning drive, maybe that kind of made us overlook some of the deeper flaws of this team. And then we get in a dogfight with Northwestern. Maybe they regress back to that "oh, woe is me" kind of mentality that we've seen from Nebraska in years past. And then all of a sudden, now you're looking at the schedule, it's like, oh, well, I mean, Penn State's still winless in conference play, but they got backs. They got big dudes up front. They can move men. Iowa, I mean, in what world does that team that played Friday night keep up with Iowa? And USC is going to run us out of the water. And like that's all of a sudden, like that very manageable schedule looks very daunting if you're just searching for that 6th win, which is insane that we're having this conversation again.
I'll say this, where we're in year 3 and we haven't had a good O-line under Matt Rule yet. Like that is the biggest red flag. Like we lost a lot on the defensive line and we knew we were going to have to replace some 5th and 6th year guys. Like we were probably going to take a step back there, but is it Donovan Raiola or is it just the guys we have aren't very good? But like something's got to change there. You can't give up 9 sacks to Minnesota.
And it's just that's obviously where football starts, is up front, because now Dylan doesn't look comfortable in the pocket. Even when he is afforded time, he looks so anxious, like he's like that clock is already going off in his head. Wide receivers don't have enough time to get open, and you fall behind in this game. You have to throw it. You have to drop back Dylan, and that's not working out. And that's what's the most concerning part, because coming into this season, I probably would have identified that offensive line as a strength. You go out, you get Elijah Pritchard from Alabama, you go get Rocco Spindler from Notre Dame. I mean, we talk about, is Nebraska spending with the big boys on the offensive line? They spent money. That's an expensive offensive line, paired with some homegrown guys, particularly on the interior and at right tackle. And it's just it looks so bad, because like we expected this out of the defensive line. You lose 2 NFL guys, whatever. The running back room we had concerns about, but like the offensive line, this, especially in year 3, was it year 4 or 5 with Donovan Raiola developing the homegrown guys? Like what's the matter?
I mean, it's miss assignments on a lot of plays. And I don't think Dylan's going up there and calling protection. I think he should be, but I don't think that's what his job is right now. But that's what you see a lot of, is just missed assignments. You see people just flying free. Yeah. But it comes back to Dylan a lot. Like he I think I said this the last time we were on here. He steps up when he should roll out. He rolls out when he should step up, and they just got him locked in there. And I think it's hard for anybody really to play quarterback for Nebraska right now, because they look so shitty. Unless you're a mobile guy, I mean, you're going to get eaten up back there because they're missing assignments. I mean, you saw Emmett get fucking blown up by a linebacker there, just screaming up the middle. Just a lot of bad things. A lot of just, you got to go out there and do your job, and nobody's really doing their job. It's just unfortunate.
And then when you look around the country and you see that the highest graded right tackle last week was a Nebraska transfer that's now at Oklahoma State, you're like, now you're questioning Donovan Raiola. Like, is he just a bad offensive line coach? And also, can you fire him having his nephew on your roster?
I mean, that can't matter. That
you don't think?
I'm not saying it won't matter. I like to think that it won't, but like if you're Matt Rule, you can't. Because I love Dylan. I think he's doing a great job. I wouldn't trade him for anybody in the world. But you do kind of play that game where it's like, well, if it did come to that, would you rather have a good offensive line and just a good quarterback, or a great quarterback behind this very much struggling offensive line?
Yeah.
And you can't be a good football team, particularly in the Big Ten, playing like this.
It's especially crazy to me that we don't have a ton of guys like hop in the portal from last year. And the one of the few that does goes to Oklahoma State, a struggling program, and all of a sudden figures it out and is the highest graded right tackle in the country. And he was on our roster. Like,
Yep.
you don't think we could use a solid right tackle right now? It's maddening. It's like, why is it the guys that we think so highly of and we pay Elijah Pritchett X amount of money to come here from Alabama, and he gets thrown out of a game in maybe the first offensive lineman targeting I've ever seen? It's when do we quit the Elijah Pritchett experiment? Because he's been very shitty as of late too.
Can I just take a second? Like, what a bullshit call that was.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
it's stupid of him to do that, though. So
by the letter of the
play was still
law,
going on.
I think it is.
He was
targeting.
getting up. He was going to go try to make a tackle. Is he supposed to let him up, and then does he have to like let him get 5 yards towards the ball carrier before he can initiate contact? I could see the vision, but
I mean, we can
I
talk
hear what
about officiating. I would not die on that hill that was not targeting. There was a lot of missed calls there, and I don't think that was one of them.
I'm almost kind of glad they called it, because it was just a stupid thing to do. It's like, shine a light on him just being a dumbass. Like, for sure, get him out of that game.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, obviously,
Yeah, and then we
officiating
lose the next
way
week,
down
too.
the list on the issue.
Right.
But Rocco Spindler goes down with an injury. So now we're talking about this offensive line
Well,
already
Rocco's going to
coming
be
in with
back
trouble.
next week.
Is he?
Yeah, they said he's
Okay.
good to go. He had surgery and he's good to go. That's what they said today.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Just pain tolerance, they said now after the surgery.
But we lose Elijah Pritchett because when did that happen? That was the
first half. So we
He'll be
get
back.
him back, which
Yeah.
might not be a good thing.
I'm telling you, he is not worth the money that we paid for him. And a lot of times, like, when you see, I'll equate it to the Eric Gilbert, the tight end that didn't work out. Also, Justin Rhett, the defensive back we got from Georgia, has not even cracked the 2 deep at Nebraska. When guys take a significant step down, like they leave a program like Georgia or Alabama, like, I feel like it almost rarely works out when they come places like here, because there's a reason Georgia and Alabama don't want those guys. They can't play.
I think there's some situations though where they're just looking for playtime. Not always, and I'm not saying that this is the case for them, but I think that there is something to be said about just looking for playing time as opposed to sitting on the bench for 3 years and then when you're a senior you finally start. But I don't disagree with what you're saying.
Yeah, but I mean, Pritchett's the one-off example. Like, he started for Alabama, so
Yeah.
like, I get taking a shot on him, but like, it's when a big program swings and misses on a person like that, I think you just almost have to let that guy go somewhere else and prove himself. And I hate that we're always the school that takes these projects that don't work out. Like, let's go find a guy that's proved himself at a D2 or a lower D1 school that has put up numbers somewhere and proved that they can do it at the college level.
We did that this year, though. It's a mixture of both.
Yeah, because I'm also thinking like Williams Winery, like we had concerns like, okay, well, if you're this high end of a talent and you couldn't get on the field against at Missouri, what are you gonna do here? And he's looked the bill. And I don't know, maybe it is just as simple as like the offensive line is down to player talent evaluation, which then hopefully you get a better talent evaluator the next go around. But I don't know anything about offensive line work to know what is happening. If it's talent, if it's scheme, if it's I don't know what it is, but it's not working.
Bad stuff, man. It's bad stuff. So when we go out there and kick the shit out of Northwestern next week, are we going to be Are we going to feel a little silly for maybe overreacting if we are right now?
I don't think so.
That's just a bad loss.
I don't think so either, because it wasn't even close. Like, it was not close the entire day. But some things need to change. That's for damn sure.
Because I do think that there's a world where you go. I mean, that's not an easy thing to go into. Short week, going to Minnesota, back-to-back road games against a really solid team. There's a universe where like you come out of that and be like, it just wasn't our night or whatever. But the way that they played, and if it was such an outlier compared to the last several weeks, where like they're dropping passes, they're doing this and that we haven't seen in flashes over the last couple of weeks. Maybe you feel a little bit better after a good win against Northwestern, but it just seems like the things that we were maybe overlooking in those last couple of wins really came out. Because if you also remember last year after that Illinois game when they shut down Dylan with the too high look, nothing looked easy for him after that. And it's like, okay, well now do they have something on tape that they can't fix? And I don't know, maybe it's just the PTSD in me, but it's hard to imagine anything until USC feeling as good as that felt bad.
Are we good as a group on we're not going to the college football playoff this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if we went out, I don't think that resume would be competitive. That's a crazy if.
I don't, and it pains me to say this, but like in our current state, like I think Iowa would dominate us if we played them right now, just because their strength is running the ball, getting some bullshit turnovers, and like their defensive line would eat us alive.
Yeah, they do what Minnesota does, but probably better. A little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and they have a quarterback that can run.
Exactly. So if we don't improve or change or come alive in the next 2 or 3 weeks, like we could be sitting here with the exact same situation as last year, and we had all that hype for what coming into this year.
I think putting that number next to our name just curses us. Like we forget how to play, heads get too big, and then we get humbled. And then, things like these guys just got to realize they're not all that. They got to realize they still got to play as a team, do your damn job every play, and help us win instead of trying to be a cool guy, making these plays. Just go do your fucking job and let's win some goddamn games.
Well, and we, you can also have that conversation like results versus the hype. But all I was asking this year is like just win the games you're supposed to. Like if you drop against Michigan, I was very sad during that Michigan loss, but like that's a me problem. I have to address that with the professional at some point. That's like just win the games you're supposed to. If you lose to USC as a 2-point dog, whatever. If you lose to Penn State as a 4-point dog, whatever. But like a multi-score favorite, just win those games.
And it's also that Matt Rule said we were very vanilla on offense and defense. Like, I hate when coaches say shit like that just because there's only 12 regular season college football games. Like, there's no reason to hold back plays or maybe a few, like trick plays or specific plays that you want to use in an important situation in a big game. But I don't get the point of being vanilla in game 7 against Minnesota. Like, what are we holding back? Like, that should be a game that we go up there and we absolutely just pound them. Instead, we get pounded and look stupid on national television with that number next to our name. So I don't get the coaching blunders that Matt Rule was talking about today.
Well, and that's all. I think I could excuse that, like if you have a proven identity, like if you're able to run the football and pound the rock, and you go into a game and they just end up stopping the run, and you don't have a great answer for that, whatever. But like you haven't looked good on offense in a month and a half. What are you holding back?
Exactly. That's my whole point. I don't get the point of being vanilla. Like, let's go hang 50 on people and then worry about being vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
But you put up 6 and give up 9 sacks to Minnesota. Was it worth it being vanilla to save some game tape for a future game that's probably not going to be very meaningful?
Is there a path for us to get to the Big Ten championship game?
No.
No shot, right?
No. It's going to be Indiana, Ohio State, but like UCLA's 3-0 in conference. We're 1-2. Like there would have to be a lot of losses for us to
Yeah,
get there.
although, because outside of head to head, I think they go by opponent winning percentage, which I can't imagine Nebraska would be very favorable against many people. So,
well, Cincinnati kind of carrying the
in
torch there for
conference,
us. Oh,
I mean, that Cincinnati win is aging pretty well.
yeah.
Yeah, I had to delete social media on Friday just to touch some grass and reconnect with Earth. If not, I just would have been watch that Cincinnati interception on a loop.
I hope we get to 10-2 just to like put some pressure on the committee to keep out a 10-2 Big Ten team, but more so just to get to double-digit wins and get in like a really good bowl.
This might be a stupid question because the obvious answer is, of course you do. But as we look right now, do you want to be in a playoff game?
Yeah.
I think that's a fair question. I would, just in the sense, like all the things that would have to happen. You would have to beat a good USC team. You would have to beat Iowa. You would have to beat a Penn State team, which, as we talked about, is just a matchup nightmare for Nebraska. Even though they're struggling, still got NFL backs. They still got NFL dudes up front. So, like, if you were able to get that would they'd get blown out in the first round. Sure, that wouldn't be very fun to see, but it would show, okay, this team has gotten a lot better and gotten to do a lot of the things that I'm very nervous about. They've gotten that stuff right.
Like I said, the obvious answer is yes. I was just curious. My question is, I know he's a young guy, and I can't remember his name. He's the biggest defensive lineman that we have. He's like 330.
No, not Winery.
I forget his name. But why not? You're watching that game. Why not rotate the biggest damn guy you have, put him in the middle, let him be that rock, and try to at least do something instead of continuing to run small and just get gashed up the middle every play. Like the guy was getting 5 yards a damn carry. Like, why not try something different?
The 3-3-5 does not work when you don't have anchors like Ty Robinson and Nash up there, and like guys who really can affect the line. Like Winery and Keona Davis, I feel like are good pass rushers, but like they do not fit the mold of like being able to stop the run in the Big Ten, like being only 270-ish pounds.
Yeah.
And we do have some bigger guys, but like like Judy and Van Poppel aren't like super polished where like they're not on the Ty Robinson level.
Yeah.
So again, I think that's a flaw in the roster. Like that should have been a bigger addressed need in the offseason with the portal, but we got to find some guys that can play on both sides of the trenches quick.
I mean, at least I don't think we have to worry about Matt Rule going to Penn State anymore.
Kind of wish he would at this point.
So obviously we talked about how it would be pretty cool for Nebraska to win out, go to the Big Ten champ, or go to the college football playoff, even if it means getting blown out. But what realistically does a successful season look like from here on out? So like I said, this Friday felt so bad. It's hard to really imagine there being anything left on the schedule until Thanksgiving that would feel as good as that felt bad.
I think anything under 8-4 is like a catastrophic failure.
Yeah, I was going to say 8 or 9 wins.
Yeah, I think 8 wins is a threshold.
Because that means you didn't improve from last year whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to be because what they got: Northwestern, USC, Penn State,
UCLA,
Iowa.
That UCLA game looking tough right now.
Hottest team in college football.
3-0 with the new coach.
So yeah, you'd have to win 3 of those games. So if you get Northwestern, UCLA, yeah, I think 8 wins you feel good about. 7 wins.
I think we should get Penn State with just the state of that team being so down.
Yeah, it just sucks though. We're giving them enough time to kind of regroup and figure it out by the time we play them.
They might be 3-7 by the time we play them at the way they look, unless something changes for them. A lot could change, but they look like they're in hell.
I mean, it's to start Saturday. Northwestern coming to town. They're not the bottom feeder that I think a lot of folks were pegging them out to be. 5-2 on the year. Granted, not an impressive slate for them so far. Wins against Purdue, winless in the Big Ten, Penn State, UL Monroe, UCLA. Which that UCLA game is not looking like a bad win these days. And then losses to Tulane and Oregon.
But I'll say this about Northwestern is just that like they're taking care of business like we want Nebraska to.
Yeah.
And
that's exactly right.
And then they swung at Penn State and was able to knock them off. Like, it's just so frustrating that like you don't know what you're going to get from this team on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It seems, and it's frustrating to hear Matt Rule, and I get that this is an opportunity to leverage the Penn State job to squeeze out more resources for your team, and I respect that, but it's very frustrating to hear him talk about he wants to get Nebraska to that $30 million roster threshold that the big dogs are getting to, but you're already outspending many programs in the Big Ten, and you already have better resources than a lot of the schools in the Big Ten, and you're still not winning those games. Because if you're going 10-2, you're losing to Michigan and USC or Michigan, Ohio State or Oregon, then those are the kind of conversations like, well, we need to do this to get over the edge, to get that next level, but we're not even on that path yet.
Exactly.
Why? It's just very frustrating to hear that sentiment. Because if spending was what was the issue, we wouldn't be losing to Minnesota.
I would rather, put all of our resources into the trenches every year and then see what we got with every other position group, because as you've seen in the Big Ten, you're not going to get anywhere without being really good in the trenches.
Yeah, if I was going to shine a positive light, it does seem like since Matt Rule's gotten here, he's been very visual about evolving in that sense.
Yeah.
Where I would like to give him the benefit of the doubt, but you also can't lose as multi-score favorites anymore.
Nope.
To get to that 10-win threshold, that might be bad at expectations on us, but as we're looking at that typical Matt Rule year 3 bump, that might not have been as realistic looking back, but Minnesota's realistic. That's a realistic game that you should win. It's a realistic game that if you do lose, it's a close, weird, fluky game, not getting outplayed for 60 minutes.
Resources wise, that's a game we should win every year, and we have not won once in the last 6. So,
and throughout that game, it felt like Minnesota had a plan. We're like, okay, we know we like this matchup. We can outrun Donovan Jones at will. We know we can attack this defensive line with our 18th ranked in the Big Ten rush offense. I can't remember the last time I watched a Nebraska game where I'm like, oh, they out-schemed them, or they identified a weakness and they exploited it. I would like to see that at some point.
that would be nice.
That takes our coordinators actually believing that these teams are good, though. If what Matt Rule said was true.
But I also don't love that comment. Like, you're the head coach. Like, if you felt like that was the case in the first half, like, why at halftime are you not adjusting and being like, you guys got to do something different?
Yeah.
I don't love the Monday morning quarterback situation from Matt Rule kind of placing blame. Like, I get he's not calling plays on either side, but like, you're the head coach. Like, you should know what's going on during the game and being able to like communicate and fix that. So I don't love that.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine. There's a lot of things he could have said that would make me feel better, but I didn't really love anything that he said.
It was a weird. He had a bunch of weird things he said this week, which again, hard to say the right thing in that scenario, but it was odd.
Flush it and go next. That's what I said.
Yeah, but I mean,
Keep fighting.
that's all you can do now. Northwestern's coming to town; they're not going to lay down. There's a world where you do feel better after that game, but boy, you just got to come out angry. Like I think after that Michigan game in year 1 under Matt Rule, they got blown out, and then they went and really took it to Illinois. Like I need that. I would have loved to have had that after the Michigan game this year, but no better time than the present.
No better time.
I'm going to be real honest. I didn't watch a whole lot of college football this week. I did just learn that Florida State lost to Stanford, which is very funny.
That's crazy because Stanford's terrible.
They're awful. I did see our boy James Williams got a quarterback hit.
Nice.
It was after the play, and he was called for roughing the passer, but at least he's getting the uniform dirty a little bit. Nice to see that out of him. I know it's such a talented defense that he's a part of, so excited to see him get some play. So it could be worse, I guess. Could be worse.
Could always be worse.
Warkacher had another touchdown for A&M, I saw.
That's good for him. I'm happy for him. Oddly enough, so we did talk. I am pretty happy with the tight ends at Nebraska. It's nice to have one position where it's like, oh, we lost a guy, but Luke Lindenmeyer has been great.
I think Lindemeyer's doing an awesome job. But I would love to see Carter Nelson, a guy that's a lot more dynamic than Lindemeyer is. I'd love to see him get on the field. You just don't see him.
I am surprised we haven't seen him as much.
I would also love to see Dane Key and Isaiah Hunter do anything against Minnesota.
Yeah.
And Ja'Cory Barney.
That drop by Isaiah Hunter was tough, man.
But even like Ja'Cory Barney, like that guy's got to get 5 to 10 touches a game at minimum for us.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think he had 3.
Yeah. I mean, what happened to those tunnel screens that we were running last year?
And that's all we were doing last year, and now there's none of it.
Yeah. Which is good, don't get me wrong, but once or twice, just get the ball into his hands and see what happens.
Yeah. And it's like they're doing that. They're doing that once or twice a game for Isaiah Hunter, but like Ja'Cory Barney's the guy that you want to do that for because he could crib it at any moment. I mean, Hunter can too, but would love for Ja'Cory to get more touches.
Also, it's been about a month since I was told that there is a solid we have a plan at RB2. I haven't. I still don't know what it is.
It doesn't matter. It's just the Emmett show. I mean, he's leading the Big Ten in rushing. I could give a fuck less about RB2. Just keep that motherfucker on the field.
And he looks good.
I guess so.
He looks good.
I guess so. You're right. But looking throughout college football, I guess the big story is all the coaching changes. Florida finally pulling the trigger on Billy Napier, as we thought. Wisconsin seemingly going to stick with Fickle for the season. Jay Norvell had a vote of confidence from his athletic director in Tallahassee. I know we're all very frustrated with Matt Rule and the coaching performance as a whole. I am just very thankful that I truly don't think that we have to worry about a coaching change in this coaching carousel. And this would be the worst time in the last 5 years to go out and try to get a new head coach.
Well, I thought for sure they were going to extend him after this game. Like if we go out there and beat Minnesota, I thought for sure he's getting extended. But you can't extend a guy that just got blown out. You can't.
Yeah.
And I think he feels that a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's hard to say the number of wins where like the powers that be feel comfortable extending him, but I don't know. Do you think Penn State still wants him right now? Like, I don't know.
If that's their plan, then yeah, I don't think they move off that. If that's their plan, because then you can sit there and say, well, yeah, with that roster, like, yeah, he sucks, but with our roster, as good as it is, he's going to do better.
True.
I mean, it's just if
True.
that's their plan, I don't think that this game makes them. And
For sure.
That's true.
I think the only way that they would come off is if we had a similar, like, Penn State path or Florida State path. I think that's the only way that they would come off, if that is their guy
That's a good
and that's their plan. So no,
And that's a tough sell. That's a tough sell because I mean, I can make that sell because I think we don't know what Matt Rule's long-term ceiling is because he's never been at a place for more than 3 years. And if we think that, and that's our belief in him, Pat Stewart at Penn State knows that as well as anybody, considering his time at Temple. And
Well, that's
So
what scares me about this whole Matt Rule thing is that we don't know his track record after year 3 anywhere, and what that looks like. And he is a program rebuilder, but like, is he a program sustainer?
I think he is.
yeah,
No evidence
I-
to back that up, but I think I feel in my gut that
That's
he
my
is.
whole thing. He could be, and I hope he is, but like you said,
yeah, we don't know.
we have no evidence of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would use that as a source of optimism, but I also say that as somebody who has felt egg on my face about 4 times this year when it comes to my optimism for Nebraska. So maybe that's just my delusion, but I think, I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
It's a day by day
I still
thing as
believe.
Husker fans.
I still believe. Blind optimism. But I want
They've
you to
beaten
know,
it out of me.
I was so mad on Friday. Fuming.
And then yeah, I'm not going to say that on this, but yeah, we'll have some stuff after the show to.
I would say it would. So, like, let's say Nebraska does figure out a way to get 3 more wins, it gets 8-4, and then it comes out later on that Penn State was going to hire Matt Rule. They saw this game and saw the optics that would come from it, and then moved on from him. In that realm, I could see this being a net win, considering how bad that loss was.
For sure, but like Tyler said, I don't think one performance is gonna like make or break their decision.
Because
but it will make or break how we feel about this year.
Yeah. But if they were if that one game is all they're banking on, then they are screwed anyways.
Yeah.
If
That's
they
a
see
fair
one
point.
game and like, oh shit, we got to shift everything that we thought, they're in trouble. They're in real trouble.
And I get it, but I mean, if you're Penn State, if you're Florida making these decisions, optics does matter. You're trying to keep the resources flowing, and if you have boosters that aren't going to give James Franklin money after being a 2-minute drive away from a national championship game, how much confidence do you have in? I mean, that's a tough sell. If you can't sell James Franklin, I have a hard time imagining you have a great job selling Matt Rule.
Can I say
think
something?
It's still going to be Norvell. I think Norvell ends up in Penn State at Penn State.
That'd be interesting.
I think that's who they're going to go with.
I'm gonna go on record in saying I think it was a mistake to fire Franklin.
Oh, absolutely.
I think, yeah. I think everybody outside of Happy Valley.
I think, he lost to Oregon. The UCLA loss was bad, but it's like he has Drew Aller who wasn't living up to potential, and then he gets to, fall out of this whole mess with, oh, I was hurt for the year and not take any blame. But, I mean, he had a roster of guys that just weren't living up to their full potential, and maybe a little bit that's on coaching, but like you look what he did last year, like he won you 2 college football playoff games.
He was not good this year. Just flat out not a good football player this year.
Exactly. And it's how much of that can you put on Franklin?
We also have an inside look at this though. like with the Bo Pelini shit. Like we've read this book many a time already. They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
on the first chapter.
You think, and that's what I wonder with Penn State is they think they're Ohio State and they can just reload and, pay another coach to come in and get them over the hump. But are they?
That's never been the formula at Penn State.
Exactly. So, I mean, yeah, while this year might have been like a major step back for Penn State, I don't know that there's a better coach out there for them right now.
And in a world where now Indiana's a good job, now Arizona State's a good job, Iowa State's a fine job. Like 10 years ago, that wasn't the case. And Penn State was maybe not that top tier of job where you're talking like Ohio State, Alabama, those kind of jobs. But if you're a good job, there's so many more good jobs today than there have ever been. And Penn State's never been a great job. And I don't know if it's ever. I guess after the sanctions, it's probably a worse job than it is today. But
I think you're being a little disingenuous when you say that. Is it the best job in the country? No, it's not. But it's not.
Is it better than Indiana?
Yeah, I'll say this: Indiana is like the craziest case of the last 25 years of college football because they fell balls first onto this coach who might be one of the best coaches of all time, and while before him, they were not putting very much money into football. They have boosters and alums like Mark Cuban who have billions of dollars and be like, all right, football's good now. We want to lock up our coach. Here's the money to do that. So they have the funding. They just weren't spending it in the past. And now they have this great fucking football coach that they're like, all right, we're going to go all in on this now and make this a great job.
Yeah. And also, Signetti ruined it for everybody else. Because now, anytime a new coach comes in, it's like, you better win 10 games this year or you're on the hot seat.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Or why are you not buying all of your players and just being good right away? That's not how these things work. In a perfect ecosystem, it's an anomaly. I mean, good on Indiana. I'm happy for them. They're a really good team. But it's not how these things work, unfortunately.
And that's fair. Indiana's an outlier. I'll concede that. But if I'm Kenny Dillingham, why would I ever want to leave Arizona State?
I don't think he will.
No, I'm not saying that it's the best job in the country, but I do not think that it's a bad job.
I think it's a top 15, top 20 job in the country.
But like if you have the 30th best job, you're not leaving to go to that job.
No, just because of the pressure now that comes with it. Like you
And
fire Franklin, and it's like whoever they get, like I feel like it almost has to be somebody like Urban Meyer who's proven, because anybody else is just gonna fall short with these expectations. But also at the same time, like they do have a big NIL budget. They are Penn State. They recruit very well every year. Like they're gonna have the tools to make it a great place.
So, with that being said, do you think it's better to hire somebody in-house than try to go out there and get somebody else?
It just depends on how much money they're willing to spend. And I think their pockets are pretty deep, so they're going to take some big swings.
I think they're going to miss on a lot of those swings.
I think so. And then it's like, all right, then what's the plan if you miss on those?
Then you're Nebraska 10 years ago. It's just, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how that plays out because
freaking Mike Riley.
Oof.
Yeah, it's just I don't, and I don't know. The expectations is crazy at Penn State. Like we're asking you to do something that nobody's been able to do since Joe Paterno in 1994.
I just think it's insane to fire a coach that just won you 2 playoff games the year before, and like you didn't even let him finish out the year. Now, if he finished out this year and he went like 3-9, I would be like, all right, maybe that is a little bit warranted. Like you can't be having years like that at Penn State. But like, say they went 8-4, 7-5, and be like, all right, well, our quarterback got hurt. We got some bad bounces.
I had a
Like,
bad year.
yeah, like that happens. Like you run into bad luck. But that's crazy to me. I can't believe that.
Is Penn State a better job than Florida?
We've had this discussion.
I
You know
think
my
they're
feelings
about
on
the
this.
same. I want to
think
say. Like, I would say both are top 15, top 20 job in the country.
I would say so too. But now you're also competing with a like job
Yeah.
for coaches.
I think we're going to find out which is the better job, who lands the better hire.
I think Florida gets the better hire. I just have a hard time. Like, I have a hard time imagining. I could see a world where Florida gets a home run hire. You're thinking Lane Kiffin, thinking maybe Eli Drinkwitz at Missouri. I think those are home run guys.
Do you go from one team in the SEC to another?
Mizzou isn't a
We'll find out.
classic power, I wouldn't say. In the SEC. Like, they're a very good football team in college football history, but when you think of SEC like juggernauts, you're not thinking Mizzou.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
I mean, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, if you have Missouri's a good job now because of the success Eli Drinkwitz has had building that program. He's the man. If you go to Florida, you're starting all over in a much brighter spotlight. Expectations are higher. You have less time to do anything. We'll see. I just don't think college football has ever looked like this, to where I think 10 years ago, absolutely Missouri, you leapfrog in a heartbeat. Ole Miss, I think you leapfrog Ole Miss in a heartbeat to get to Florida. Now, I don't know. And I just think that's going to lead to coaches staying at fairly fine to good jobs over.
I'm almost kind of rooting for chaos in the offseason where
I'm
like,
so excited.
Also, like, a name I'm kind of thinking of right now, just because he's having success, is Dan Mullen at UNLV. Like, he was very good at Mississippi State and Florida, and I don't think Florida hires him back because that would feel like a backwards move.
Yeah.
But
Arkansas, maybe.
Also, Drinkowitz, I feel like, is only getting this look because he has the quarterback that is from Pennsylvania, transferred from Penn State to Missouri, and is lighting it up right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it. Who can you bring with you? Looking at Jed Fish over at Washington, being that kind of name.
He's got a serious quarterback too.
I would say so. Two final thoughts on Penn State. I think if Matt Campbell ever were to leave Iowa State, it would be now for this. And then Clark Lee at Vanderbilt would be very funny.
He's going to have to turn down a lot of money this offseason.
I don't get the Matt Campbell love.
I think there's just so much potential there that people are willing to buy that potential, I think, is the main thing.
I mean, he's one of the historically worst all-time football programs and turned him into a regular Big 12.
Yeah, he has sustained success. I think.
What is sustained success? Like 9-3 every year?
Yeah.
Yeah, Iowa State, I think.
At Iowa State, yeah.
It's pretty good.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
I'm not sitting here saying that he's
good answer.
You know, like gonna go and walk.
I rescind
Alabama.
my comment. That's fair.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get a lot of money thrown in this year.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that these are the last jobs that open up.
Oh, well, that's the other thing is that there's the domino effects where, like, well, if you hire Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss, then
gonna open up.
And then you have more jobs coming open. Wisconsin, Florida State. Who do those guys hire? What job does that open? I mean, we're really barreling our way towards chaos.
We're sleeping on like the group of 5 schools that like coaches are due to get a bump. Like Memphis has had a good coach for a while. Some are all at Tulane. I mean, there's going to be
Florida,
South. Oh yeah, absolutely. Alex Galesh. what he's doing at South Florida, he might just get the Florida job for what he did at USF.
And that would be rightly so.
Good football coach. I think he's like Mike Elko adjacent.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that's a
Manny
really
Diaz?
No, he's like Matt Rule, where it's like he can't win the big one. And I think Manny Diaz is good where he's at, personally.
I think he's in a good. I think if Penn State came calling, he'd leave. But and those are the candidates I think Penn State's going to realistically have to consider.
No.
Interesting.
Get out of here.
Like I don't think he's an elite coaching prospect, but I think that's what the reality is going to be for Penn State.
And he was the DC there for a while at Penn State, so he does have that connection, but
Yeah.
he's never, like, as a head coach, he's never done anything to warrant a job like that Penn State job. So
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see.
interesting to see.
I mean, it's gonna be chaos. That is going to be very pleasant, especially after last season. I think only like 3 or 4 Power 5 jobs came open, and not even like any very good ones.
What other jobs might come open that we're not thinking about? Like, obviously FSU will.
Wisconsin,
Is there anybody
for
else?
sure.
I think
Auburn.
I don't think Hugh Freeze's seat's that hot right now. Maybe in a year or two, but
And again, if you have a coach like Hugh Freeze and you're looking at how the cycle is playing out, do you just be like, we'd rather ride it out for another year?
yeah,
And
I think so.
take your chances next year.
No, I think that's the opposite. I think.
Oh, UCLA?
Yeah, UCLA.
Oh yeah,
is open.
UCLA is open.
Michigan State. I can't remember. Did they fire their head coach or not?
No.
Not
No.
yet.
It has
He's
to
still
be
got time there.
a bad run.
I mean, did Colorado come open? Does Dion just say I'm done?
He might have to retire because, like, medical reasons.
Yeah,
That's
but
a
I
good
don't
one.
think that's a fantastic job. It's
Is
definitely
there any
better.
in the Big 12, Brandon, that we're not thinking?
The Big 12, realistically, no.
Being the Big 12, does Cincinnati's coach?
Oh, is this the
fired
year that
someone?
Dabo leaves? Clemson?
Oh yeah, could be.
It'd be the year Kirk Ferentz finally retires.
I hope. Fuck him.
We're rooting for the worst
Bastard.
for him. I
Um,
don't want him to go out on his own terms. I want him to go
Who's
out.
the worst team in the
Cloud
Big
of
12
shame.
right now?
West Virginia, but they just hired their coach back,
Oh, it's
Oh,
Rich
that's right.
Rod.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's. I mean,
He's
even
got time. You got to think at minimum now you give a coach 3 or 4 years in today's society, but
I
yeah,
mean,
I
Oklahoma
don't-
State's already open.
there we go. That's another one that might be okay.
Yeah, I think they'll go and get it.
I
Oregon
think that
State's
job
open.
is solid. Or Oklahoma State. All
I
that
think
money they
Oklahoma
got
State.
down there, I think that's a solid.
I
spot.
think they'll go and get that Eric Morris from UNC. I think that'd be a good fit.
Also, an interesting one. I want to throw this out there. If this is a big if they finish really bad to the year, Oklahoma.
I could see a path.
I mean, does he just leave though? Like, does he get hired somewhere?
Venables?
Yeah.
Well, he was a longtime DC. He couldn't get a head coaching job, and then Oklahoma finally hired him. So I don't think he's leaving Oklahoma for any reason, but
I don't think
Baylor?
he'll
He'll be-
be fired.
Baylor's probably going to come open. I forgot about Baylor.
Baylor.
you think Aranda gets fired?
I think so. I think he came into the year on thin ice, and now they're 4-3. With, I mean, this is kind of going to be the make or break year with Sawyer Robinson coming back and all the wide receiver talent they have.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's gonna be fun.
I can't wait. I mean, what a
And then
We're in
also,
the middle
can
of college football season saying we can't wait for it to be over so we can see where that goes.
Yeah.
That was great.
Well-
Can you imagine all of the transfers too? Like, the portal is going to be nuts this year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it always will be from here on out just because you're asking emotional 18 to 22-year-old kids or offering them millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you're right, especially this year.
Yeah. With all the head coaching changes. We'll see.
With that said, because I don't think that Matt Rule's going to leave I'm excited that we're not in the middle of this.
Yeah, it's nice to be on the outside looking in of this one.
Any final thoughts on college football as a whole before we dive into our pick'em?
I still love it.
Texas Tech. Yikes.
I mean, on the road with the backup quarterback, it is what it is. Defending Big 12 champs, they'll be fine.
Oh, we're making
Granted, the AP poll thinks that they're.
we're making excuses. Interesting.
I'm just saying. I've seen SEC teams have way worse losses and
Facts.
not get
Facts.
dinged as much.
All right. Fair enough.
Well, it's been a few weeks since we've updated our pick'em, so these games are a little stale. We missed out on last week, but a rough week for the boys. Brooke is with one
Whoa!
cut the gap. 9-1 a week for him, 5-5 weeks for us 2 years ago. So I missed on UNT. We all missed on Oregon, and then Tyler and I missed on Oklahoma, missed on Iowa State, missed on Wisconsin. So shout out Pokey Brook, close the gap.
All I have to say is Daddy's home.
I'm gonna change up my strategy. This one.
You're not gonna panic and say Wisconsin for 9.
Yeah, that was tough.
That was tough. I mean, Indiana kind of did us all in.
Tyler's brain deadass was like, "How could I make this worse?"
Hey, at least I had the guts.
You did.
I mean,
it was
that's
just
on the table.
It was just a hilarious moment that Wisconsin was the hill you wanted to die on.
It did work out because at least you had a strategy of being bold. Like I'm down in I was just bad. I was trying my best to like have a fair week and just fell on my ass. So I at least got that going for you.
All favorites this week. All favorites.
Oh, you're going with the Luke Doyle method. I love it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I got to switch it up.
Fresh slates for the podcast listeners because we're on Spotify. You can listen to us. You don't have to look at our plugs.
The big dumper just went poo-poo, I think. Yes, he did.
Let's go. Minnesota, Iowa, UCLA, Indiana, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Alabama, USC, Missouri, Vanderbilt, BYU, Iowa State, Illinois, Washington, Texas A&M, LSU, Michigan, Michigan State, and the game that we're all holding our breath for at Northwestern at Nebraska.
I got to see some lines.
I'm looking them up right now. So I got you. If you just want to roll through them, I got you.
Bet.
As always, we'll start with our most confident, work our way down 10-1. Just for the sake of keeping it clean. UCLA is the hottest team in college football right now. I think that kind of comes to a head against Indiana. Would be very nice to be an Indiana fan. You win the games that you're supposed to win. And I think this is one that they win.
Well, not only are they doing that, but they're just winning all of their games. So
that's also true.
10 as well.
They're also winning
Same here.
Underdogs. What a disaster.
Same here. They're favored by 24.5. I'm already kind of maybe regretting this strategy because I looked at where did it go? Oklahoma, Ole Miss, and Oklahoma's favored by 4.5.
I got news, boys. I ain't taking Oklahoma.
Yeah. Let's go. Hold on. Let me check this BYU game out. Let's see.
When you have a second, what's the line on Michigan State? Because Michigan State's home, but I don't know if that matters.
Michigan State. It's 14.5 to Michigan.
Oof.
Interesting.
Yeah. Where's BYU at? Are these all Saturday games?
Yeah.
I think so.
What about Bama, South Carolina? I guess I could just look as well.
Bama, South Carolina is 11.5. Alabama. Give me. Oh, Iowa State is favored. Oh, fuck me, dude.
Are they really?
Yes,
they are.
What in the
All
world?
right.
I guess give me Michigan 9.
Sticking with the plan.
Yep.
I'll go Bama 9.
I like Michigan here. Michigan 9.
No, Brandon's just gonna ride my coattails, huh?
Yeah. gotta protect against Tyler.
Dude, we gotta
Gotta
switch
run the
it
ball.
up. We
gotta
gotta
run the
attack
ball.
Brooke.
Whoa!
He's on
Whoa.
fire right now. We gotta cut him at the knees a little bit.
I've been a friend to everyone, and this is
Listen,
the
Brooke, this
3-minute
was
game.
always your thing to lose. So I'm trying to make sure that you do. Okay. No
And then
disrespect.
and then I'll go out. I'll go Alabama here. Alabama 8.
Okay.
I'll go Michigan 8.
Yeah.
I'll go down with
Yeah. Let's see, Illinois, Washington. Let's see what that game's looking like here. It's at Washington.
Also, is Ty Simpson actually a freak?
He's good.
Really good.
I didn't expect
It's-
that coming into the
I
year.
think the
surprising
Florida
after
State
watching.
loss was an overreaction. He's good. He's very good.
I mean, I thought losing. Yeah, I thought everything else about his college career was more indicating than Florida State, but yeah, I was wrong. Again, egg on my face. You know me.
Washington is favored 4.5. What the hell is going on here? This week is already weird.
It's a weird week.
Do we get a
Yeah,
shot clock?
absolutely. Sorry. Give me. Hold on. Let me check Iowa, Minnesota, and then I'll make my pick. Hold on. I'm sorry.
It's
I would
8.5.
guess
Iowa.
8.5.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Give me Oklahoma, I guess, and then
Hold on, wait.
This is
The
gonna-
the team that hasn't beaten a single team with a single conference win is favored by 8.5.
yeah,
I don't make the lines, man. I'm just the
All right.
messenger.
yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. What was your
Yep.
pick, Tyler?
Oklahoma, and then give me Iowa State, I guess.
Very sharp of you.
I have to be a man of values, and I have to stick to my word.
You do that.
Did BYU lose their quarterback or something? That's
No, it's still Bachmeyer, the 47 wearing motherfucker. I thought. I don't think he got hurt.
It is. Yeah, he was in there the last play of the game.
I hate that you guys are making me do this, but give me fucking Iowa for 7. God, you're a scumbag, Brandon.
Oh, I'll be there. I'll be there right with you. Eventually,
God, I hate that.
whenever
I
I,
mean,
get around to it.
I guess I'll ride that shit by myself. I won't take him for 6, but I'm not picking Iowa. Spoiler. I'll take Washington here.
Ooh.
Take Washington. What is that for 7? And then around the turn, give me Nebraska. I got it.
I was going
I
to go
need it.
Nebraska here as well, so.
I am also going Nebraska.
All right. Well, I thought I was gonna.
Hive mind.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Yes, and then I will go with what I have left. Alabama.
Does LSU come open too? It seems like it's trending that way.
God.
Penn State.
That's a tough one. Because, but unlike Penn State, LSU is actually a really good job. According to you, Brandon, at least.
I would concur.
That would be really interesting. Because Brian Kelly definitely goes somewhere and coaches. Hear me out. Marcus
Who's up?
Freeman moves. You are. Marcus Freeman moves, and then Brian Kelly gets fired and he goes back to Notre Dame.
They just trade.
I will take Vanderbilt for 5. I think that's where I'm at. I'm all in on Diego Mania.
I don't know if I can stomach a Diego Pavia Heisman campaign.
Boy,
No
nice,
way
man.
that man's gonna fucking just walk down and call a shot like that.
Has there ever? Am I the only one in the boat here that I think he's very unlikable?
Yeah, he's a prick for sure. He's a
Okay.
giant douche.
Has there ever been like an unlikable Heisman Trophy winner like that?
Ryan Leaf was he not win it, but he was up there.
Was up there.
Colt McCoy, but that's us specific.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm
I
just
don't know
curious.
if there's
about-
ever been like a huge douche doing it.
In hindsight, Johnny Manziel probably, but I didn't
But
think
he
think
was
that at the time.
likable.
Yeah, I didn't think that at the time by any stretch.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
I'll take team with the better ball coach in Baton Rouge, Texas A&M. What's the points on that game, by the way?
A&M
that
minus 2.5.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
And then I'll take. Oh boy, I hate that Missouri Vanderbilt game. Give me Ole Miss here for 4.
What the hell do I have left? I have
Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Missouri Nope, you already picked Vanderbilt, BYU, Iowa State, Illinois, Washington, Texas A&M, LSU.
give me Ole Miss. I'm all in on Trinidad Chambliss.
He didn't even start last week, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
Austin Simmons played too, but it seems like they're going with Trinidad moving forward.
Okay.
He's about to tear
give
Venables a
me-
new butthole.
Iowa.
Yuck.
Hawkeye
Yep.
sprinkle.
And then Washington.
Council Bluffs Tyler, as they call him.
What about you?
Fair.
You said Iowa and who?
Washington.
Or dogs.
So I have Iowa State, BYU, Washington, Illinois, and A&M, LSU. Can I rip through my last 3?
Go
Do
for
you
it.
guys care?
Go.
Oh, let her rip.
So I'm gonna go Iowa State 3. I am gonna go LSU 2, and I'm gonna go Washington 1. Or no, I said that wrong. I want Illinois 1.
Oh,
I don't
Oh.
want Washington.
You were just
Nice.
begging to say Washington.
I was, and I got it off, but I do want Illinois.
Oh, you already made the pick, Brandon. Can't change it. It's in blood.
Here I'll take Minnesota. I'll take the team who has a victory over a single team on their schedule who has won a conference game.
Bah humbug.
And then on the turn, I'll take BYU here. This feels like one of those games where like I'm so shocked that BYU's an underdog that like I got to be missing something. I got to be off here.
It's Hilton Magic, baby.
You just
I
want to
guess.
rock your last pick too.
All right, yeah, give me Missouri for 1.
Okay. I will take Vandy and then A&M.
Guys, I hate to say it. I might go 10-0 this week.
Well, that can't be true because I'm going to go 10-0 this week.
I mean, that would be crazy because I'm going 10-0 this week. I feel like this is the week where I pull away again. I gotta let Brooke get back in close, nice and snug. I'm like,
Well,
all right, let's.
Is the points what we're going off? Because record, I'm beating your ass.
It's points because I won it one year, but I didn't have enough points. So we're going off points apparently.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Another great week of Pick'em, another chaotic week of football, and I'm sure a pleasant week as a Nebraska fan. Any final thoughts before we sign off?
Big dumper go poo poo.
Fuck Shohei.
Thank you.
Back to 15 times. it.